we had a good session. There was an excellent session early on in the day where we were focusing on the data quality and data integrity issues, how you achieve that. And this latter session, we got more down into the risk-based approach and focusing on what methods different companies were using to achieve that. It's getting more focus in the industry, how we achieve integrity, because of course we've got to link to banking industry and the insurance industry, which are all now focusing more on quality and the key integrity aspects to prevent fraud. Now that we have electronic systems, we can do that instantly, and the chances are there to do that.
I think it's a great format because it allows everyone to kind of open up and discuss various points. I think the level of engagement is very high. It's not just people talking to a PowerPoint slide, so there's a lot of interactions, a lot of dynamic conversations going on. I like the fact that we have representation from all the different aspects of clinical trials. So you've got the study coordinators, the site coordinators, the sponsors, and then also technology vendors as well. So it's really good.
I think they're great. I mean, as I said, I did the first one, and so people were kind of getting used to the format, so a bit quiet in the beginning. But I think once people understand it's their role to speak up and to drive conversation, I think it went really well.
The roundtable discussion format is very good, exciting, and we have discussed a lot about personalized medicine challenges, and we got more insights from different viewers and different ideas, and we have discussed about some solutions for how to overcome those challenges in the personalized medicine.
It's a very good format, so it's very interactive. The topic is somehow pre-structured, so it's not a free discussion, that's good, but still there's a lot of room to cover side areas and personal opinions and company opinions, experiences, so I like it. It's much better than just have a succession of presentations where people become tired even if they can ask one or two questions. It's something else. I like that format.
So I think it's very, very interesting, and we are lucky to have people very engaged and really committed to find solutions and at least to move on the topics that are proposed.
Yeah, I'm really impressed by the roundtable discussions. I haven't been to any other conferences this year which have that format. It's normally just the speaker with a PowerPoint slide deck at the front of an audience of hundreds of people, so it's great to small breakout groups, 10 to 15 people. You can really discuss an issue. If you feel you've got the same issue and you want to go off on a tangent, you've got the right experts in the room. It's also great to put faces to names. The last one I was in, there was someone that I actually had phoned for a reference on a specific vendor, and I suddenly sat next to this lady, so we can suddenly talk about how we use the same product. So that only came about because of this format.
Well, I mean, I gotta be honest, I'm actually coming at it from a vendor perspective, and so we're able to actually participate and run one of the roundtables, and it was really cool. I mean, we were able to open it up, the vendors, came in a little bit, but it was really all about the sponsors and the companies that are running the trials and getting their, feedback and all that, and they really just kind of fed off each other. And we would kind of, I actually ran one of the roundtables and I threw in some ideas and stuff like that, things that we are interested in the company that we struggle with our customers and things that they struggle with. And the people that were running, involved in these roundtables were just really able to share ideas, and the whole sessions were, very interactive, and people learned a lot and very engaged. I was kind of concerned when I signed up for this to run one of the roundtables that everybody would just sit there at the table and just wait for information, but it was more like you kind of throw something out there and then people got ideas and they just said, okay, I brought this point up and they brought another point up, and they really started to collaborate. And I've really never been in that kind of environment before, and it's, from a vendor perspective, it's so much better than just sitting at a booth and waiting for people to come by, or going to a session and grabbing people on the way out, or asking questions and that kind of stuff. So you guys have done a good job with this format.
The format is very good. So I've attended many kind of similar forums or meetings, but I find this one very interesting because it's very interactive. So and especially with the one-to-one meetings are helpful as well.
I think the format is very useful in the sense that you have different people coming from different backgrounds and especially different companies, and it works really well when you have a focused discussion and a very specific topic you want the participants to share experience about. The format is good, the size of the team is good. When you have a bit more than 15 people, it doesn't work so well. So up to 10-15 people is quite effective, especially if people are willing to share their own experience, which is not always the case, but most of the time it does work well. Yes, very good.
The roundtable discussions I think are good. It encourages interaction from everyone attending, and most people seem to share their thoughts quite readily. It's very relaxed, and it's good, thought-provoking session. So good.
So it's been quite a diverse group actually in terms of both pharma industry but also CROs, etc. So I think that's interesting. I think the discussion group sizing is quite nice because it's a small group of individuals, so I think it allows for quite a lively discussion.
It was a really good format. It was a really nice way of discussing the current issues and problems on the topic with people in the field. From a sponsor's perspective, it was really nice to get the view of our potential clients on what they think of the current situation and issues. So it was a really good format to get a lot of information in only a very short period of time.
We had a good cross-section of on-site people from CROs, from big pharma, data people. So that gave a broad spectrum to the discussions, which was enjoyable.
So I was impressed with the level of seniority. There's a lot of senior people here. I like the format, and the size is good. I mean, you've got a good cross-section of the community in terms of all the different pharmaceutical companies. A lot of them are represented here. A lot of key people from the UK as well, in terms of the UK and Europe in terms of clinical trial management and data management. So I like the format. I especially like the roundtable discussions because I think it's much more interesting to just have conversations and people say what they really think in these sessions rather than just kind of like holding back and just asking questions. But usually when you're giving a PowerPoint presentation, you get one or two questions which are kind of like pre-scripted, or they kind of knew the answer to the question anyway. But these roundtable discussions are really dynamic, and people asking a lot of questions and also giving their viewpoints on different perspectives. So yeah,
excellent. Heads of data management and statistics departments, so all the right people who should be there. Yeah.
So the overall diversity is very good. We have different levels of people, like senior level, mid level, and it is very interesting to have a discussion with such people here and to explore more about the industry and their challenges and trying to understand the solutions for the challenges and all those.
I think it's a good mixture. So we had people from CROs, from sponsors, even people from universities with different experiences and different parts they can contribute to the picture. It's good. So, what I saw is that people from industry have partly very similar experiences, which makes me happy because I can see that our problems are not only ours but also in other companies, and
I think it was various, and that's very good, because maybe what is missing a little bit is some academics, because I think we are more and more having cooperations with non-pharmaceutical companies. There are CROs, there are sponsors, but maybe what is missing, at least in the roundtables I participate to, is some academics.
I think it's pretty much spot on. Again, it's good to have some of the high-level decision makers present. It can help talk about a strategic viewpoint through to some of the other roles which are still more hands-on doing the role that can talk through hands-on experience rather than the theory of it, which sometimes the directors mainly know the theory and the strategy, so it's good to have a diversity.
Level of seniority is very good. You have access to people who are key decision makers, who are influencers in the organization, so that's very convenient. Very nice also to talk to professionals who share the same passion around the problems you want to talk about, and people who have a lot of experience, so you can actually talk about practical examples, and it's not all theory, so that's very good.
I think the seniority is pretty good as far as who's here. There's a mix of pretty low-level people, but there definitely is some decision makers that we were able to get a hold of. Had some very good meetings that are probably going to turn into some deals as a result of this. And I like the size of the roundtables. I think if you had a little less people on the roundtables, then it'd be a little constrained. But I think with about 15 people or so, you're at like that perfect number. I've heard anywhere from about 12 to 15 people is the actual good amount of people for a roundtable. You get beyond that, it gets kind of crazy, and below, it's just not as educational because there's not as many people talking and sharing stories.
The people here are well chosen. They have the right level of responsibility to enable good discussions and making good decisions.
No, I think it's been a good mix. We've had people from academia and people from biotech, biopharms and pharmaceutical industry. I think the size is about quite right, so you can have a proper level discussion and there's the right amount of people involved without getting overwhelmed or people not feeling or getting an opportunity to contribute to the discussions. I think in terms of group size it's probably adequate. I think any more and then people become disengaged or they don't get an opportunity to give their input into some of the discussions and the topics that we've had.
I think the level of seniority is very appropriate. I think it's important to get people that are decision makers within companies that are actively involved in leading the initiatives that are being discussed.
Yeah, pretty good. The seniority level is very good. And also the diversity. There are some sites present, there are some CROs, some vendors, some sponsor companies, smaller and also larger. So it's a very good diversity and also the seniority level is very good.
Okay, great.
Very good, a bit short and a bit tough to be managed between two sessions because I was facilitating few sessions, but very interesting.
Good. And finally, one-on-one meetings is great as well. It kind of gives you a chance to meet people and tell them what you're doing, and as well as get their specific use cases or specific needs that they're the challenges that they're facing, and to make these contacts and you follow up later on and generate new leads. So yeah, it's really good.
Oh, the one-to-one meetings. So I've been to the one-to-one meetings. I actually had a detailed discussion about one of the companies I'm interested in working with. So to improve our patient recruitment, I find it very useful. And actually, I think we're just gonna, because the time is limited, so we're just gonna follow up with or later on.
The one-on-one meeting is very good. I think you need to pick carefully who you meet with, but there's good opportunities to talk to these vendors and really understand what they're trying to do.
We really like the format. It's our first time we use this format, and it's a very nice way to have a short one-on-one discussion with a potential client or people that are interested in what you're doing. So it's a very nice way to connect.
The one-on-one meeting is very good. We are trying to get to what are the pain areas, what are the challenges, what they are facing in their industry, and we are suggesting with what we have developed a product called City Renaissance, which is an integrated clinical development platform for data science and clinical trials.
Excellent. Yeah. Nice presentations.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a marketing guy, right? And I do marketing for products and have been for years and years and years. And as far as like this type of event, I mean, it's probably one of the best I've been at before. It's just a lot more interactive. You really get to know people. You know, I think this is really where these types of events are going. You know, and I've seen them over like the past 10 years move from like the DIAs of the world to more of this style. And I think people really want this type of event because, you know, to be honest with you, there's a lot of things that are happening in this industry. It's consolidating. People are looking around. They want to make, you know, connections and stuff like that. It's a very good networking event. So, you know, it's almost kind of like a Toastmasters event, but for people that are in this specific, you know, area. So I like it a lot, and I think that, you know, this is the right format. And I think you guys are onto something.
Yes, I am satisfied. It's already the second time I'm coming, so I will consider coming back in the future, potentially attending either the US one or coming back to a UK one. But yes, it's overall a very positive experience.
I've been very satisfied. This is my first strategy meeting that I've been at, but I think, you know, there's been a very good representation across the industry and from academia as well. And we've had people from quite a varied backgrounds and quite similar for certain topics. But I think it's been a very good level of conversation, and you know, I think a lot of people have got a lot out of it and a shared experience. So yeah, very good.
Yeah, no, it's been a good day. I'm very pleased with what's been going on. It's a good opportunity, as I say, to meet people and have a chat. Yeah, I definitely consider coming back.
Okay. Yeah, so definitely consider coming back. And it's a very successful event. I think I've met people across the industry and from different backgrounds, and have generated lots of new ideas from those discussions. So yes.
I would consider coming back in future. I think it would be nice to mix it up with some presentations.
Okay.
Because I think if there were some short presentations, I think they would feed in well into discussion afterwards.
Well, so far we're very satisfied. It's not over yet, but yeah, we're very satisfied, and we definitely consider to come back next time.
I think it's a great format. It's well thought out, it's well organised, and I would consider coming back.
Yeah, so it's the first time I've come. I don't know if you've run them in the past, but I like the format. It's a bit different from the others. That unique element gives a different opportunity and a way of doing things that I think adds value. So I'd consider coming back again next year, whether it was the same topic or another one. So either myself or one of the heads of those specific teams if it's a more tailored subject.